LAQ Long Answer Type Question, Class 6, Chapter 10. Long Answer Type Question. Question number 1. Sita and Radha are sitting in a boat which is moving away from the end of the lake. How would you explain the position of Sita with respect to Radha and with respect to a tree on the bank? Very interesting question. Now come to its answer. Sita and Radha are sitting on the same boat. Sita is at rest with respect to Radha, as Sita does not show any change in her position with time. Sita is moving with respect to a tree on the bank. Since Sita is showing change in position with time with the tree, so Sita is moving with respect to tree. So with respect to Radha, Sita is at rest, but with respect to tree on the bank, Sita is in motion. Question 2. Explain with a suitable example how rest and motion are related to each other. Now children, come to its answer. Observe a clock carefully. Now note the position of the clock and the position of its minute hand. Wait for 5 minutes. Again note the position of both. Since the clock did not change its position, it is at rest. It will change its position only if somebody lifts it. The minute hand changes its position in 5 minutes. Therefore, it is said to be moving. Thus, motion is always observed and measured with respect to a frame of reference. With the frame of reference, it changes. Question number 3. What are the precautions that one must take while measuring length using a ruler or scale? Children, we have discussed in our class when the end of the scale is broken, then what precaution we have to take, and how can we measure the length of an object. Now come to its answer. To measure the length correctly, first thing, the scale should be placed exactly along the length being measured. मीन्स जिस ऑब्जेक्ट को आपको मीज़र करना है उसके बिल्कुल टच में आपने स्केल रखना है. दिस मस्ट बी प्लेस्ड वेरी क्लोज इन कॉन्टैक्ट विद द ऑब्जेक्ट. सेकेंड पॉइंट, द ऑब्जेक्ट शुड बी प्लेस्ड इन सच अ वे that the eye is exactly above the point where the measurement is to be taken. Means parallax error should not be there. We have to keep the object in such a way that our eye is exactly above the point where the measurement is to be taken. Means it is in the straight line. Now point 3. If the portion of the scale near the zero mark is worn out or broken, use any other full mark of the scale and then subtract the reading of this full mark from the reading at the other end. For example, if you are starting from the 1, then you have to subtract 1 from the final reading. And if 1 is also broken, then we can start from 2 and we have to subtract 2 from the final reading. Question number 4. How can you measure the length of a curved line using a thread? Means by the use of thread, how can we measure the length of the curved line? Come to its answer. To measure the length of a curved line by using a thread, we have to follow the following steps. First, put a knot near one end of a thread. Now place the knot at the beginning of the line and press it with your thumb. Now place a portion of the thread along a curved line and press it with your forefinger. Now keeping your finger pressed, move the thread along the entire length of the curved line slowly. When the thread reaches the end of the line, then put a mark on it. Now stretch out the thread on a scale and measure its length. It is very simple to measure the length of the curved line by using a thread. Now, question 5. Give two examples of an object executing more than one type of motion simultaneously. Come to its answer. Earth revolves round the sun on a circular path. So it shows circular motion or revolution. It also moves around on its axis, which is called rotation. Now, second example, when a screw is opened, it shows rectilinear as well as rotatory motion. So these are the two examples where an object executes more than one type of motion. Question number 6. Distinguish between uniform and non-uniform motions by giving examples of each type. Uniform motion: if a body moves along a straight line and covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, then it is said to be in uniform motion. For example, if a car covers equal distances in equal interval of time, then the car motion is called uniform. Non-uniform motion: if a body covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time or equal distances in unequal intervals of time, then it is said to be in non-uniform motion. For example, motion of a car on a crowded road, on a busy road.